Hey, how you doing there? This here is the first video in our my buddy's Blazer restoration. We're not really working on it yet. This is way ahead of when we're actually getting started on the restoration, but it's trash day tomorrow. So it's about time to get under here. Yeah. And mainly, especially, all up in here. And just clean out on where some critter has clearly made himself at home. So anyhow, this is pretty much just the before shot. And then I'll get up in here and clean out all the extra unnecessary debris. Stuffing was unusually clean for a big ol' rodent bed. So we'll just count our blessings on that one. But I've got everything carefully dug through to make sure no one was home. And everything's all hand scooped out. Hold on. The interior looks surprisingly good. Back here, I think is going to clean up pretty nice. But this back corner, there was a cardboard box here, and she turned into dirt sometime in the last 20 years. But I think this is going to get a lot cleaner, nicer than it was. So go ahead and break out the vacuum and see how much of the 20 years of the dirt we can. All right. Well, here we are about a 6, 7, couple of 10 months later. And I don't think I ever remembered to actually record what the inside of the old Blazer looked like after I got her cleaned up, but I can show you onto it now. You can see she's moved a little bit. It was like right there. Now it's over here. I actually rearranged on all of my rusty acre in the last couple months. These guys used to be sprinkled all over the yard. Now we're getting kind of, coordinated and nicer looking. It just looks ugly if all your junk's parked everywhere. You gotta have a parking lot. You know what I mean? Hide it behind a shed if you can. Anyhow, getting back into the old Blazer here. It's been a couple months since I vacuumed it out, but she's still looking pretty good. We got a old sunscreen feller in here. She is just decomposing, but it's keeping a lot of the sunlight out. Definitely need to do something with the front seats one day. They're getting how you say it, brittle, especially that one. But the back seat's holding on really nice. See, that's how she looks with all the rat's nest and stuff removed. And then I organized on all of our bits and pieces, put them in the back. You know how they say the trunk of an old rig that sat a long time really tells a story? That's definitely true here. You got radiator fans and brake drums and hubcaps to a Plymouth Voyager, air cleaners and stuff. That's a vacuum ball. Vacuum, what do you call them? Reservoir? Ooh, there's a belt. And a crank pulley. That's good news. But anyhow, let's take a gander at her, all cleaned up. I started playing with the paint on this side of it a few months ago. What do you call that stuff? The rubbing compounds. I washed the whole thing down, and then I got the rubbing compound on a shop rag and started working on the clear coat on the old paint here. And she started to come back pretty good. Keep in mind it's sat out here for a few months since I've done that. But look at the fender. Actually, I've got some photos of right after I got it all cleaned up. We still got a finish on that. I haven't done like the hood and the roof and the whole driver's side over here. You might be able to tell from this side to the other side. See all the stuff on the clear coat? That rubbing compound really bring you back to the rubbing compound. Yeah, that really did a lot for this old paint that is literally just sat out in the weather for like the last 20 years. It was kind of breathtaking that day I rubbed it all on it like that. But yeah, that was exciting to see the the outer appearances, inner and outer appearances cleaning up so nice. Now it's about time to get you guys into the power barn, under the hood. I'm having a problem getting the hood open on account of her springy dinghies aren't springing so good anymore. You're supposed to be able to go in there and pull on the hood release and then the hood go poop, pop up a little bit. But she's like, she's limber, It'll move, but she won't pop. But have no fear. I found the solution. You may be able to. See the cable? Oh, let me get out of the way. You see the cable? Nope. Nope. Yep, maybe. Anyway, there's a cable right there. And a doohickey that he pulls on. So, if we push on the thingy that the cable pulls on, yeah, probably couldn't see none of that, but yeah, you know what I did. That's the guy, him. Either that or you just go get somebody to hold the cable while you lift up on the hood, but Well, here's the state of under the hood currently. You can see a while ago we got in here and I cleaned out a lot of the extra debris that was everywhere. My spider web came back. Anyway, we cleaned it up a whole lot. And I did start digging into the old, what are you? 2, 4, 3, 5, 17, 12, 2, 8. Yeah. Which I believe is like one of the littlest, least powerful V6s that you could get at the time. But we're still going to try to get it to run again. But yeah, I dug into the old 2.8 a little bit a while ago and found out that even though the intake throttle body intakes on it, the throttle body's been missing from it, and the intake manifold's been wide open for like who knows how many years, a very long time. All the breathers and stuff on our valve covers, everything's been she'd been open to the natures for a long time, and for some reason the engine isn't frozen. When I got in here and got a bar on the crank, it was like tight for a second and then it moved nice and easy and it makes full 360 rotations. So that's cool. It might even have some of its compression left in it. So a couple months ago I pulled all the spark plugs, which actually look really nice, and filled all the cylinders up with the Marvel's Mystery Oil, and that's just been baking in there for a couple months now. So that, hopefully that'll just rejuvenate and fix all the metal that's missing inside the cylinders. No, it won't do that. But it might free the rings up. you know? And whatever little bit of compression is left in the old girl might, we might get to see it. So that's good. It's probably very, very tired, but it might come back to life. I'm feeling positive about it. I'm thinking there's like pretty good chance it's going to run. Whether it's going to run well and, not smoke up a cloud behind it everywhere you go and be worth actually driving, I don't know. It'll definitely run. That's for sure, one day. Yeah, you can see there's one or two things that need to be done under here. You just gotta pick a place and get started. Ooh, we got AC? Ooh, we got a compressor. Oh my. Oh yeah, that's probably fine. Oh, it's turning fine now. What is that? A big chunk missing out of the idler guy. Well, it might need a clutch. The AC compressor actually feels like it's doing some compressing. That'd be neat. This thing might have a hint of the air conditioning system left in it. But yeah, digging further into it, getting all underneath it, she has a surprisingly low amount of rust on the frame and all the four-wheel drive bits down there on the ground. I don't know if I can get you down here. Yeah, see there's like a decent little bit of surface rust, but that's the worst of the rust on the whole undercarriage. All our little spring perch buckets and whatnot. See, I got blocks under it. I've been making sure to keep her up off the ground the best we can. Even under here, into the control arms and that whole subframe assembly, the torsion bars. Everybody's got a little bit of the scales to her, but there's still paint underneath most of all that. Nothing is, you know what I mean? A lot of this is just dirt, and like this stuff here is an undercoating that's peeling off, but like nowhere is she rotty. Everywhere just has like a little surface scaling. There's still paint on the upper control arm. All the weld joints aren't covered in like the pitting and the, when the rust gets really bad, you just see big chunks of your frame kind of flaking off. We don't have that anywhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? She's a little rougher up here toward the front, but even in all this, the brake lines and whatnot, nobody's rusted to the point where she's just flaking to bits. So what I mean by all that is everything is still there underneath all of it. So she'd be a good candidate for one of those frame offs. You know what I mean? Take all the bits off the front end, lift the cab off the back end, and that would be a perfect candidate for scrubbing, going through with the cleaning the frame off everywhere and getting it all recoated. She's not even missing any large chunks of anything anywhere. You see there's a drum in the back. I had to take him off because one of the he was all locked up with the brake shoes, didn't want to turn for me when I was moving it around. But even in the brake department underneath the drum, everything didn't look like it's been buried in the ocean like they normally do. This tire exploded. That was funny. A little while ago. She's just been sitting back here, just patiently awaiting the restoration. And that tire had air in it. Those tires are like 30 years old, 25, 30. I think they had like 3-digit date codes. Anyhow, she'd just been sitting back here with air in the tire, and on one bright sunny day, that tire just exploded. Just chilling back here. So I thought that was funny. I reckon the heat warmed her up a little bit. I had it at like 25 or 30 psi, which is probably a lot for that shredded old tire. And then the sun must have baked her up to a cool 45 or so, and she sounded like a gunshot. It was cool. Never had a tire explode sitting still before. I thought that was neat. But anyhow, as far as the next move for the old Blazer here, hopefully soon. I've got this Buick Regal in the back of the shop there right now. I'm hoping to get her reassembled where I can get it out of the shop, and I want to get the Blazer back in there. And then we'll start really doing some under the hood stuff, trying to source a throttle body, getting, you know, a lot of things, getting all of our accessories and stuff pulled off of the motor, seeing if we can get this thing fired off all by itself, not even worried about a water pump and whatnot for a while. Probably the next move we'll make after we get it into the shop is tear some stuff down and start trying to do a compression test with it. I think it has a starter. We'll find out if it has a starter. Yeah, but anyway, sorry that it takes me so long to get some of these updates together. This is one of those projects that it's very hard to find time for, kind of like that one and that one and that one too. You know how it is when you got a job and stuff. Then anyway, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below if you're excited to see the old Blazer do four-wheel drive stuff and move itself again one day.